Hey, let's take this version into getting this portion of it. And what we're talking about is picasa and how to correct color corrections on picasa. So let's go ahead and open up picasa, and I want you to find the folder. In this case, it's just our goal here is to have a better understanding of how to color correct rugs. So find your folder, and once you select your folder, start with the very first picture. Very first picture we'll have, what you do is you want to select that picture and you want to open it in the mode of opening the picture. As you open it, you want to look at the picture. The first thing you want to do is you want to see if it's straight. And if it's not straight, that's the very first thing that we do. The very first thing that we do is we're going to straighten it out. So let's take a look at it. For example, if it wasn't straight, what you do is you hit straighten out here, and then you simply grab your mouse, and then at the bottom, this bottom lever here, you adjust to your left or to your right. You see how that works? And you adjust it. Let's say that that's straight now. Let's go ahead and apply that. Okay? Once it's straight, you're good. You're going to look at other things, like maybe things that you might have to crop. Let's just pretend that there was something really ugly here, or a pair of shoes or something that didn't look good. You would then select your crop feature, and you do a manual, and then you would grab and you would crop down to what you would want to do. So let's just say that we wanted to crop some of this out, some excess stuff. You don't want to bite any of the rugs, so you kind of want to start at a place with your cropping. Then you could drag it all the way down. So you grab all your rug all the way across. Make sure you cover all your rug, and make sure you have it on top, and release it. Okay? So once you've done that, you release your cropping. Now you have an area that's cropped, and you hit apply. So what we did is we got rid of excess stuff, but always make sure you have your rug completely covered in that. You hit apply, and that's what a crop picture is. That was an example of one that didn't need it. You need to be the best judge of character as you're looking at these pictures, whether they need to be straightened out or they need to be cropped. Next is color. We want to make sure we want to look good and rich, but not overdone. So let's start first with auto contrast. You see how that brings some color into the rug here? Okay. If you don't like what you did, you could always hit undo. Okay. You could always hit auto color, but that doesn't really do anything. See, that doesn't make sure. So let's do undo. A good rule of thumb is start with auto contrast. Take a look at that picture. And if it needs a little bit more enhancing, like maybe it might be a little bit pale here in the richness of the color, go to the next feature, which is your filters here. This one gives it a little bit more light. And you got to kind of be the judge of the picture. See how that's looking a little bit better? Maybe give it a little bit of shadows. And then look at your temperatures. If your temperatures are a little bit colder, you kind of enhance in here, okay? And that's how we auto color correct. Once you do this portion of it, there's no apply feature. It just kind of happens, okay? So once you did that, that's your first rug. Now you want to make your other rugs kind of match the same color. So you go on, you just simply go to the next one. So here we are. Here's the next rug. Let's say cropping's good, it's straight. Let's go into my auto color and maybe add a little bit of color here. Remember, our goal is to make it look like the first one. We want them all to look the same. You could always flash back to the first one. There's that one, there's your next one. Okay, and maybe a little bit here and maybe a little bit here, okay? And that's your straightening. Go to your next one. You look at it, you go, okay, let's start here. This is your next one. Go with auto contrast. Okay, that gives you a little bit more. It needs to be a little bit rich. So go to your next. Your finely tuned lighting. Give it a little bit of light, not too much. The goal is you want it to be natural and you want to bring out its color, but you don't want it to look artificial. That's really the goal. So you kind of just adjust them a little bit. There, you did that. Maybe you reference back to your other color. And you kind of go, what is that? Maybe it needs to be a little bit maybe a little bit more like that. You kind of pick up a knack for it. All right, so that's good. Let's go to the next one here. Okay, so let's give it some auto contrast. And then maybe we'll give it a little bit of color here and a little bit of here. And maybe we'll do this one with a little bit of contrast there. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. So you go a little auto color, auto contrast. We want to just brighten up these pictures because this is what our distributors and vendors will be looking at. Okay, so there you go. There, see how that rug now looks more like a rug. There you go. Go to the next one. And that's basically what the deal is. You go to the auto color, add some light into the matter, not too much light. You don't want it to look artificial, but just add enough light as you follow my mouse as I'm looking. There we go. And maybe a little bit of temperature, and there we go. Okay, go to the next rug. There's a nice, beautiful look of the rug. Looks folded. It looks its natural layers. We really want to bring out its colors in this one here. Let's see how that kind of makes a difference there. There we go. And let's go to the next picture here. So it's really kind of a, like a few seconds on each picture, really. You give it auto contrast, and then you give it a little bit of lighting. It's not much complicated to do. You're always looking to see if it's straight. You want to make sure the goal is natural colors. There, see, now I could see the actual feel and the colors of it. Gets me excited. Final picture, that's the back of the rug. There we go. We give it its light. We give it to some lighting here. Let's give it a little bit of lighting here, and that's pretty much how we kind of get that there. I think I'm happy there, and that's let's see here, and that's how we do it. Okay, and that's an example of a rug. Look, and now they all kind of look about the same. That's our goal. We wanted to continually bring out the richness of the rug. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope this is easy to understand.